Hello and welcome to those endless mysteries. Today I have a Dogman sighting for you. But before we get into that, I would like to tell you how I got scared on this investigation. It's the most scared I have ever been in the forest for sure. I arrived where the sighting had happened around 7 p.m. on the evening of May the 11th of 2021. The sighting had happened on May the 8th, so I was there only 3 days after the sighting, and was hoping that the creatures were still in the area. So I set up my tent and grabbed some trail cameras. Then I headed out looking for some game trails. I was about a half a mile from camp when I found the first nice game trail. I placed a camera and a recorder on this trail. Now I headed out looking for other trails. It was around midnight by the time I was done placing all the cameras and the second recorder. Now I was by myself, everyone else was busy and wasn't able to get away to join me. But with this sighting being so fresh, I just had to go. I'm used to camping alone, so I was good. On the way back to camp, I found another trail, so I thought I would watch this trail myself for a while. It was late and I wasn't seeing or hearing anything out of the normal. At this time I was tired, with it being around 4 a.m., so I decided to take a seat and lean up against a tree. At this point I was about to fall asleep, or had fallen asleep, when I hear a loud noise right in my left ear, with the noise waking me up and sending me to my feet. As I was turning towards the noise, as I was rising up, I turned on my flashlight. At this moment I see an animal and it is close. Now it is very dark and I am scared, so the animal doesn't register in my brain very fast. I'm shining the light and see these eyes looking right at me, only about a foot away from my face. So I screamed and this animal's eyes goes wide, looking like they might pop out of its head. I'm very sure that it was thinking the same thing about my eyes. At this point, the animal's head goes back, with its eyes as wide as mine. Then it screams at me. Now, this animal was a nice doe. That's right, a deer. Now, I've heard deer blow and make a few other sounds, but I haven't heard the scream like this thing did that night, with it not really registering to me that it was a deer yet. So when this deer screamed at me, I let out a scream myself. I have to say it's funny now, but at the moment I about peed my pants. Now thinking back, I can see this poor deer's face. It was just as scared as I was. It then took off back through the woods, with me realizing that it was just a deer at this moment. So I dropped down to one knee, holding my chest. If I was a cartoon, my heart would have been pounding out of my chest at that moment. I can't help but think about the look on that deer's face. I just bust out laughing whenever I do think about it. It went from normal to WTF in just a second. I'm not for sure if it was the look that must have been on my face, or if it was me screaming like a madman. But when its eyes went wide and head threw back, and it screamed back at me, it was like its legs were frozen or something. Its head was moving and showing its fear, while I was showing my fear as well. But this poor deer's face and its head moving, while it seemed to be frozen everywhere else. I wonder if the deer is laughing about it now also, because I know my face had to be tore up while I was screaming like a child, a very scared child. As I was walking back to camp, I had this phrase run through my head. Man comes to Kentucky to find Dogman, but dies from a deer scream. Yes, I could see the headlines for sure. So I hope you see this as funny as I do. Now, what about the sighting from the 8th of May of 2021? Now, three friends, along with their girlfriends, had gone out fishing and camping for the night. They had turned in around 2 a.m. after a night of fishing, when suddenly they were awakened by some very loud howls, with them also hearing very loud limb and twig breaking. The animals sounded huge to the witnesses, with the noises coming from all around them, except for the side of the lake, of course. They even said that it sounded like something was even up in the trees. Again, loud howls rung out, with all six of them looking at each other, hoping that someone would know what was going on. The first couple I'm going to name, David and Tracy. David said that he had never heard anything like he was hearing that night, with it being so loud and powerful that it shook his chest. Tracy said that she was so scared and didn't know what it was. She then said that it might have sounded like a wolf, but she had only heard them on TV. Now the next couple, Sam and Tammy, said that the sounds of the howls and screams were very loud, with them also saying that it sounded like huge wolves running around just out of their sight. Now John and Donna also agreed that the sounds were loud and sounded like a wolf or large dog. But what scared the witnesses wasn't the howls, but the strange screaming sounds that was mixed in with the howls, with all six of the witnesses saying that they almost sounded like human type screams. Was there other campers getting attacked or something? And could they be next? But why wouldn't they scream for help? They had to see our lights at that distance, said David. Us guys wanted to go out and check, but our girls didn't want us to leave. At this time, I told them that they might have done the best thing. With these dogmen, you never know. They might have been trying to pull you all out into the woods so that they could attack you. Or maybe they were just playing around. So then David and Tracy said that they saw something that is not supposed to be real. Monsters don't exist, said David. But what I saw was a monster. As David and Tracy were finishing each other's sentences, telling me of what they saw that night. According to them, they saw a very large creature, with it standing well over 7 foot tall, while it was on just its hind legs. It had long arms, not legs, with what looked to be hands and not paws, they explained, with the head of a large wolf, with its ears standing erect at the top of its head. The creature looked to be very muscular through its arms, chest, and shoulder areas. Also, the legs looked powerful as well. They said that they only seen it for just a few seconds, and because of the darkness that it stepped out from, they couldn't tell what color this creature was. Tracy says that she screamed when she saw this creature, making everyone in camp jump, with the other two girls running up to her, telling her that it will be okay, with them all starting to move towards the water, with their boat being only 25 yards away from them, while the guys were saying, "Don't run," which I think was very wise for these young men and women. Now at this time, another one of the creatures stepped out from the darkness of the night. This time all six of them saw this thing. It was white looking or silverish. In the dark it was hard to tell for sure, they said. Just a really light color for sure, with it having a large wolf's head, with its ears standing straight up on the top of its head. Then this creature showed them its teeth, while giving a loud growl. Its canines were huge, said all the witnesses. At this point all the girls started screaming. The three guys said that they wanted to scream out also, but held it in while helping the girls to the boat. Once they made it to the boat, they jumped in and fired up the motor and went to about 30 feet or so offshore, with them looking to see these creatures more. But once they had gotten away from shore, the howls and screams stopped. It went quiet and calm. So they headed towards the dock where they docked the boat. Then with everyone going home at that point, with the guys coming back and packing up their camping gear later on Sunday. I knew one of the guys there that night. That's why I heard about this sighting so fast. So I was able to get to that area on Tuesday the 11th of 2021, only 3 days after their sighting. I did get some howls off in the distance, while hearing other animals as well, but I wasn't able to see one of these creatures for myself. You can find some strange things out there, while hearing even stranger, but I want to witness one firsthand. I have yet to do that, but I do believe these people are seeing something out there. They are just so many people out there that is seeing these things. They are not crazy and are very respected in their areas. But maybe some people are just not meant to see these things. So what do you think they saw that night? Was it a dogman or just a wolf? And somehow their minds fed into the sighting, giving it arms and hands. I just find it hard to say thousands of people are making all this up just to get ridiculed and laughed at by their friends and family. Like I've said before, I have seen people lose family members due to seeing these creatures because they say they're lying and making it up. And when they won't change their stories, then they tell them to not come around as long as they believe something like that. So I hope you have liked this sighting report. Hit that like button down below. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can keep up with all of our latest videos. Now, if you have the time and would like to help support our channel, then jump on over to our spring store where you can find some fun and cool t-shirts among other items. I'll leave the link down below in the description area. So till next time, have a great day, and thanks for watching those endless mysteries.